Alright, hope everybody's doing well. Last night I went to the Goodwill bins and just had a small trip there, and I went to the Target because somebody gave me a Target gift card. I didn't buy anything, but I did see one card box of Blaster of 23 Optic. I decided not to buy that because I'm not a big basketball person, and why should I buy it if it was only the last card on the entire shelves? That was it. Nothing card related at all. Something was marked $50, and I don't think it was this, but I bet, who knows? Could have been. Anyway, so that was the end of that. And then I got some autograph stuff in the mail. I got some postcards, which I may not necessarily have right here. We'll just try to do the best that I can. I have an item that's 2 feet long or something ridiculous, and it's too huge to put on the screen, so I'll just do a picture of it. It's missing a couple pieces, but I'll do that at the end of the video here. Last night I also, the night before, I finished a COMC order, and that took forever because if I have COMC open here, there's Jason the Zombie Collector, disappointed that people are not watching his channel, or some sort of disconnect. I don't really understand what's going on there. But he feels like he wants to leave because it's autumn. I have no idea. But I went to COMC. I'm looking at Wander Franco just to see what his autographs are going for. But what happened was they emptied my shopping cart unbeknownst to me. If you go to the shopping cart and you hit the words empty shopping cart, it will actually tell you, would you like to empty your shopping cart? And you can say yes or no to that. So for whatever reason, I found a couple other people that have unexplained shopping carts being dumped in COMC. I understand that you're supposed to do all the cash first and then buy your cards. But the thing is that it doesn't always work that way for me, because I don't always want to have, it just, I don't know what I'm going to spend, so I don't want to put, $25 in there, because if I spend only 10, I don't want to have to make it up to that 25, if that makes sense. I never like to have money left in there. I have 1 penny left in COMC. That's my gift to them for a while. So anyway, but I went through every corner of COMC to find all the farthest away cards, because my seller that I go to a few times, he had another 80+% off sale again, and I noticed some other things that I collect that were in his store, so I went and bought a bunch of those. Then I just wanted to see what they were on eBay, and I found a seller in France selling 6 of those cards for a couple of dollars each. But I remember that seller from many years ago. I cannot remember what happened with that seller. The stuff did not, the envelope arrived, but it arrived empty from France. They offer free shipping, and they're an eBay power seller and sell tens of thousands of items. But unfortunately, the envelope was in a paper, tissue paper thin envelope, and everything tore out in the customs. But as cheap as these cards were, I had to give them a shot. I think they actually owe me some dollars, because they said, well, the next order you do, we'll just, you just buy a few things and we'll just tack on, we'll just, or give you a discount on those items or whatever. But I never found anything I wanted from them. They didn't have anything. But it was funny because these old 1900s cards were sitting there like a 6 of the thing. I should have bought every single one of them, but I did not want to have some sort of crazy package that, because of customs or some other thing that doesn't get here, because it's a free shipping. I don't understand how that is even possible from France. So hopefully it will just, I just bought 2 lots, and hopefully they will get squeezed into a PWE, and hopefully they won't rip out in some sort of machine, postal machine. And the postal machines over here, I know in Germany the postal machines are pretty huge, because there's like these cancels or something that get onto these things that actually imprint your items sometimes. I've had autographs, cards that have like indentation of the canceling machine from Germany in it. It's absolutely insane. The wavy lines in the circle or whatever that they have for their so there was that one there, but I'll get into the COMC later. But I do have 2 orders. I really wished I had ordered more, but for just over the price that I bought 1 card in the United States on COMC, I could have gotten almost 6 cards, 5 to 6 cards for the exact same price. And this guy was 80+% off. So normally they're like $10 on his store, and then I didn't get anybody that I recognize. I mean, a couple people maybe, but when you're working on a set that's like, 500 to 1,500 cards. You just go from every spot that you can get to. It's the cheapest to buy them from the source, even though sometimes France has crazy shipping. Some other people in the community might know what I'm talking about, but so let's go to that one there. And then let's get into some of the finds here. So the mail came in, and I got this one autograph request from Kansas City. And if you've been watching my channel, Kansas City is a place I wrote to a few times here. And this has a letter and it says, "Hi Henry, thanks for your letter and your support, Izzy." So who's Izzy? Well, Izzy is Izzy Rodriguez of the Kansas City Current. I believe that's their team name there. And I have 2 of 2 this time. Usually I sent 1, but I was able to get 2 cards here. I think they were $1 a piece on eBay, and I got some sort of bonus or discount, and then the seller actually gave me some bonus cards. I think that's where that came from. Izzy Rodriguez right there, number 18. So that's pretty neat there. I like that card there. It's glossy and matte at the same time, so the corners are glossy. And then this one here is probably my favorite one, Izzy Rodriguez. These are both Parkside. Some of them are limited and some are not, and some of them are limited without being numbered, and some of them are numbered. But there's Izzy, number 18, Izzy Rodriguez. So that's very, very cool. One of these days they will probably get better in their numbering, because I like the old gold foil numbering where you can actually see that. A lot of people don't really even notice. If you can't notice the numbers there, why even bother making a note that it's a limited edition? Then I got 1 or 2 postcards here. Both of them are, one of them actually is quite old. I don't remember when I sent this one. It's just the inside of some restaurant. I thought that was gone forever. Some of these older vintage postcards that I got that actually relate to the place that I'm writing to, a lot of those never came back, which is very frustrating and unfortunate. I had a seller, I believe this is where I got this from, that had a huge dollar store on eBay for postcards, and he has since changed his format, which is very frustrating because I like the buy it now format. But this is the Sherwood Drive-In Restaurant north of Salinas, California. So this is the Steinbeck Station, Salinas, California. So very cool. I used some Francis Perkins stamps there. And this is 2 15s, a 5, and a 1. So what is that, 36 cents, and now it's 51 for a postcard? This was gone for quite a while. Craziness. That's absolutely crazy. And then, so I'm really happy to have that come back. I will probably take that magnetic strip or that paper strip off the front. It will not damage the postcard, I believe, and that'll improve that a lot. I know it's part of history, but I don't care. And then we have this one here from the Lucerne Post Office. Again, I don't know when I sent this one here. This one's got 30, I don't know if that's 15 or 13. I can't read. Oh no, that's 40. Okay, that's 40 to, I don't know, I got the previous rate on this one here. So this was also gone for a little while as well too. Very, very cool to have that one from Lucerne, California. And then there's another cancel there. I don't know what this one is here. I don't know if that's Hillsborough or Portland. I don't know what that is. Oh, San Francisco cancel, I believe, there. And then it has the Lucerne Post Office right there as well, too. Very cool to have that one. So those are very good. That's exactly how I want my postcards to come back. I don't care if you come back 2 years later, just do it right. You know, so I don't have to write to you twice or 3 times. And then for the Goodwill pickups here, we'll try to get a few of those out of here. I always like to find some really... Oops, I'll get rid of this newspaper article here. I always like to find lots of little stuff here. I found some sort of, you know, it's possibly a gold earring. I'm not really sure if that's gold, but it's got some sort of piece of glass or stone in it. It really sparkles outside of the camera there. And then I got another piece of jewelry. This is half of a 1920s cufflink or something crazy. I didn't know what it was. I thought it was a tie tack. That's why I grabbed it. But it's a snap together thing, so it's part of a cufflink. That's all there was. It was in a little container full of buttons. I gave somebody all the buttons, and then I kept just those 2 items there. Got a couple Monopoly pieces from what I don't know. These are janitor's keys. It looks like, or maybe like a policeman's keys, a jailer or whatever, but it looks like probably janitor's keys there. And then there was a helmet here, some sort of logging helmet or construction worker's helmet there. So I don't know what kind of Monopoly that would have come from. And then just, you know, the ever popular wing nut. That is not a Monopoly piece, but I always need something like this because I think it'll fit some sort of a part that I have. It's just, you know, those are always, this is probably the most valuable things that all of the bought, including the bubble wrap, the envelopes, the printer paper, and a bunch of yellow envelopes. Those are nice for returns or what have you. One Magic the Gathering card. It was not a crazy Goodwill trip, you know, just little bits and pieces of things. Colossal Majesty, but they were just hundreds of people that were just digging through every nook and cranny in the tire store. It was just absolutely slammed with people. Insane. This was the tin the buttons came in. It's a Tau T-balls. This is, I think, a 1920s, 1930s era tin here. I have the bottom to this. It's very, very cool here. But yeah, it's like 20s or 30s. Very, very old tin there. And the person I gave the buttons to thought the tin was really cool. And I said, you get the buttons, I keep the tin. So that was pretty funny. And then one other thing that I got here, I guess I'll show this here, because it's Scout Patch related, and somebody threw this back. You know, and the funny thing is that these clothing kids just wipe out everything, just absolutely everything. Other people would have grabbed this, but there's some damage on it. I'll either keep it as a shirt, repair it. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. The shirt is very, very well worn here. This is from like the late 70s, early 80s. This is Skyloo 442. That's the Order of the Arrow patch there. This is the Columbia Pacific Council, so it's somewhere outside of the Salem area. Probably maybe Clackamas, maybe, I'm guessing. Somewhere between Clackamas, Portland. I have not actually no earthly idea. And then there's a bunch of segments there. I may have to keep it this way. Again, there's a huge rip right here, and there's a hole right in the front here, but you know, I could put like a green patch on there and hopefully nobody will notice there. Not sure if I have any green. Just glue something on there. And again, it's not a big deal. They were at one time an assistant patrol leader. I will probably, if I keep this shirt together like this, I will remove maybe these badges here. I don't know. I hate to, you know, just buy something and just throw it in a... Unfortunately, it's a long sleeve. I really like the short sleeves better. It probably will fit me. I didn't even see what size it was. It was a bigger size. Then we saw the tiniest Scout pants ever from the 70s. They look like super, super tiny. We were thinking, man, those look like Cub Scout pants. And those were just the tiniest Boy Scout pants. I should have just got those because they were so tiny. Pretty funny there. Again, people are only looking for clothes that you can actually physically wear and damage-free things that you could put on eBay. So essentially what I get left over is like weird sizes, odd things that may or may not sell, and things with holes in it. And, you know, that's just the way it is with the Goodwill stores. People are just wipe out everything of any kind of monetary value. How people miss these as Monopoly pieces, because there are people that will slice open the plastic of a brand new factory sealed Monopoly, and they will take out the pieces and dump the contents onto the table, and then and they just do that to show you that they got the good stuff and you didn't. That's essentially how that store is. Because there are people that go in there with their carts, grab all the cool stuff, and brag about all the neat stuff they found, and then that they got it and you didn't, essentially is what it is. You know, one guy was bragging about something, and I said, you know, dude, I really could have used that. You know, that was something I really needed, but you had to brag about it. And that's one of the worst things about that particular store. And then everybody else squirrels away their stuff, not telling anybody else what they got. We all know that they found something good. We all see them trying to be secretive about what they put in their cart. It's no mystery that you're going to sell it at a swap meet or do it for eBay. That's pretty much what it is. I only go for personal use, you know, and if I find something that's interesting or collectible that helps pay for my gas or my trip, that's all I'm really trying to do. You know, none of these little trinkets that I got here, the little earring, the Monopoly pieces, even if I put them all together as a lot for a whole dollar, somebody would offer me 25 cents. That's essentially how that is. You know, the Scout shirt I just basically saved because it might have gone in the trash, or somebody would have just, you know, decimated the whole thing. Saved the one patch and burned all the rest of it. That's how that goes as well too. Again, there's really very little opportunity. I know I just watched Adam the Woo's video this morning, and he was going through all these modern buildings that were all abandoned. This mall was abandoned halfway. all this place had opened up 5 years ago and it's all closed and everything. You just have a lot of opportunities that just disappear so quickly. You know, Target could have been great for sports cards, but then all of a sudden no sports cards for years. Then you got to figure out what you go do next, and you go to Walmart. Then Walmart's a dud, and then you go to this store and that store, and then you go to one store and their prices are like $20 more than everybody else, and you're like, I don't really think that's worth me doing that. I could just go to eBay and get that sort of thing. So, you know, as popular as some of these stores used to be, you know, FYE recently just closed. That was a great place to find super cheap t-shirts. They were always cheaper than Goodwill, always. And I said, have you been to FYE? No, I haven't been there in years. Or I heard they were super expensive. And I said, dude, you should be going there. T-shirts were all $2. I missed their closing sale. They had some. They would have had some excellent deals in their closing sale. I had absolutely no idea they closed, but I had went to go there so they could polish one of my discs, and they were gone 100%. They were gone for like about a month. It's like, oh my gosh, they've been gone for like a month or two, and I didn't even know. I just thought they were still here because I wanted to buy some Doctor Who DVDs, whatever they had there. I just needed to get something there, and it was gone. And that's the only physical media store that we technically have, unless somebody else knows the Salem area and knows about 12 other, you know, physical media stores. I went to Target yesterday, and again, to look at the cards. But I also went to look at the records, and there's like very few offerings there anymore in the records. But I did see one young lady carrying off a record, so they're still popular. But, you know, and then somebody else was telling me about records the other day, and they said that, or I forget who it was, but they were buying all these records, and they didn't understand what a record player was, and they were just buying them to display on the walls. You know, that was just, you know, again, a lot of people do that. They buy these things to display on their walls as trophies. In fact, one of the records I just bought a few days ago, maybe it was last week, it had some sort of, you know, self-adhesive sticker on it with Velcro. Somebody hung it on the wall with Velcro. Very, very unusual and interesting. The record is something I'm not going to keep. It's not my type of music, but it was just kind of funny that somebody also had a dual purpose for that one, displaying it on the wall. But that's pretty much all I have here. Again, when you come to Goodwill and you get like a beat-up tin, a couple of Monopoly pieces, and a shirt, and then the rest of the stuff, most of the stuff that I buy is going to be thrown away or recycled. All the envelopes are getting ready to be thrown away that I purchased. There was a bunch of printer paper, loose printer paper. I just threw in a number of sheets there because I always can use printer paper, always. I don't use a lot of it, but when I do, you know, the paper seems to keep going down. So I grabbed a few sheets there. I don't care what color it is because everything I print for myself goes into my own personal file. I don't need to have, you know, the freshest piece of paper. And then the rest of the pieces of paper that I usually print are some sort of, you know, printer's label. All I need is a section of that piece of paper, so if the corners are all beat up, I just trim those away, and it's a perfect sheet of paper for doing so. So now you're getting me talking about sheets of paper, so I'm going to finish this video, but very happy to find what I found, and at the end of the video here, I'm going to show you a picture or two of that really cool truck that I got, and thank you for watching.